Poor black man saves twin girls from freezing. Their millionaire dad shocks his life. The Detroit winter bit through Tobias Langston's worn jacket as he locked the door of his one-room basement apartment. 3 jobs kept him surviving, barely. The morning shift at the warehouse started in 20 minutes, and the bus wouldn't wait. His breath formed clouds in the December darkness as he climbed the concrete steps to street level. That's when he heard them. Desperate voices, crying. 2 young women huddled against the brick wall of his building, their designer coats doing nothing against the 17-degree cold. Identical faces streaked with tears and mascara. They looked lost, terrified, and dangerously underdressed for hypothermia weather. "Please help us," one of them stammered through chattering teeth. "Our phone died and we don't know where we are." Tobi stopped, his hand still on the rusty stair railing. These women didn't belong in this neighborhood. Their clothes screamed money. Their fear screamed danger. Every survival instinct he'd developed growing up in Detroit's roughest blocks told him to keep walking. A black man helping 2 white women at dawn in an empty street. The headlines wrote themselves. "Where are you trying to go?" His voice came out cautious, measured. "We were at a club downtown." The other twin spoke, her voice breaking. "Someone put something in our drinks. We ran. We just kept running, and now we're lost, and it's so cold." 6:15 in the morning. His supervisor's face flashed in his mind, the way the man's jaw tightened whenever Tobi walked into the warehouse. One more late arrival meant termination. He'd heard those exact words yesterday. The first twin swayed slightly, her knees buckling. "All right, come on." Tobi made his decision. "Consequences be damned. Let's get you warm and safe." His apartment smelled like instant coffee and determination. The radiator clanked and hissed, offering minimal heat. Tobi wrapped both women in his only blanket, the one his grandmother had quilted before she passed. He turned on the small space heater, watching their faces slowly regain color. "I'm Lily," one said softly. "This is my sister, Rose." Tobi kept his distance, standing near the door. "Stay here. Get warm. I'm calling the police to help you get home." "No." Both women spoke simultaneously, panic flooding their identical blue eyes. Something was very wrong here. Tobi's hand froze on his phone. The fear in their voices wasn't just about being lost. It ran deeper, darker. Why not the police? He kept his tone gentle but firm. Rose, the quieter twin, pulled the blanket tighter. "Our father. He's Robert Kingsley. If the police get involved, it'll be all over the news by noon. The family reputation, the business, everything." The name meant nothing to Tobi. He didn't follow society pages or business news. His world consisted of warehouse shifts, bus routes, and counting dollars for rent. "So call your father directly," Tobi suggested, moving to his small kitchen area. He started making coffee, needing something to do with his hands. "We can't." Lily's voice cracked. "He thinks we're at our apartment uptown. If he finds out we snuck out to clubs again, he'll cut us off completely this time. He's threatened it before." Tobi poured 3 cups of cheap instant coffee, processing their words. Rich girls playing poor, while he worked 3 jobs to stay one step ahead of eviction. The irony tasted bitter. "Here," he handed them each a cup, still keeping physical distance. "Drink this. Warm up. Then we figure out how to get you home without Daddy finding out about your little adventure." The judgment in his voice was unintentional but unmistakable. "You think we're just spoiled brats?" Rose said quietly, meeting his eyes. "I can see it in your face." Tobi said nothing. Confirmation enough. "You're probably right," Lily added, her hands shaking around the warm cup. "But those men at the club, they didn't drug us because we're rich. They did it because we're women, vulnerable, easy targets." The fear came back into her voice, real and raw. Tobi's anger softened slightly. Privilege didn't protect against everything. His mind flashed to his younger sister, the night she'd called him sobbing from a college party gone wrong. The helplessness he'd felt driving 2 hours to get her, praying the whole way. "All right," he said finally. "You can stay until you figure out a plan, but I've got to get to work or I'm fired. There's bread in the cabinet, peanut butter in the fridge. Lock the door behind me. Don't open it for anyone." "Wait." Rose stood up. "You're just going to trust us in your home, alone. You got a better option?" The twins exchanged glances. They didn't. The warehouse floor supervisor, Derek Morrison, stood at the time clock with his arms crossed. His expression said everything before his mouth opened. "You're 43 minutes late, Langston." "I know." Family emergency. The lie came quick. Necessary. Family emergency. Derek repeated the words like they tasted rotten. Third one, this month. Funny how your family only has emergencies on workdays. Other workers slowed their movements, pretending not to watch. But Tobi felt every eye on him. It's the only black man on the morning shift, always under the microscope. It won't happen again, Tobi said quietly, reaching for his time card. Derek's hand slammed down on the card, blocking it. You're right, it won't, because you're done here. Clean out your locker. The words hit like physical blows. Tobi's stomach dropped. That job was $800 every 2 weeks. Rent was due in 5 days. Please. The words scraped out of his throat. I need this job. I'll work a double shift, no overtime pay. I'll come in on weekends. Just don't fire me. Should have thought about that before showing up whenever you felt like it. Derek's smile was cold, satisfied. He'd been waiting for this moment. Tobi felt the familiar burn of humiliation rising up his chest. It's the same feeling from childhood, standing in the principal's office while teachers assumed the worst. It's the same feeling from his teen years, being followed in stores by security. The same feeling from every job interview where he could see the decision being made before he even spoke. Not good enough, not trustworthy, not worth the chance. I show up, Tobi's voice hardened. Every single day. I work harder than anyone on this floor. You've been looking for a reason since I started. And you finally gave me one. Derek ripped up the time card, pieces fluttering to the concrete floor like snow. Get out before I call security. The walk to the locker room felt endless. Behind him, machinery started up again. Life moved on. The warehouse didn't need Tobias Langston. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Mr. Langston. This is Lily. We found some food in your kitchen and made breakfast. We wanted to wait until you got back to eat together. When will you be home? Those rich girls had no idea what home meant when you couldn't pay for it. Tobi opened his apartment door to the smell of scrambled eggs and toast. Actual food, not the instant ramen he'd been surviving on for weeks. The twins had somehow transformed his depressing basement into something almost warm. You're back early, Rose said from the small kitchen area, a spatula in hand. We weren't expecting you for hours. Got fired. Tobi dropped his keys on the counter, the weight of the morning crushing down. So, yeah, early. Both women froze. Lily set down the plates she'd been holding because of us. 'Cause you were late helping us. Doesn't matter why. Tobi slumped into his only chair, suddenly exhausted. It's done. The apartment went silent, except for the hissing radiator. Rose turned off the stove. Lily stood awkwardly, clearly wanting to help but not knowing how. This is our fault, Rose said finally. We'll fix it. Our father knows people. He can make a phone call. No. The word came out harder than Tobi intended. I don't need charity from people who don't know what it's like to actually need something. You're right. Lily sat down on the floor across from him, her expensive jeans touching his worn carpet. We don't know what it's like. We've never worried about rent or food or losing a job. We've been handed everything. Her honesty surprised him. But we know what it's like to be scared, she continued. We know what it's like to feel helpless. Last night, those men at the club, they didn't see us as Robert Kingsley's daughters. They saw us as things, objects. And when we ran, nobody helped us. Block after block, people saw two women stumbling, clearly in trouble, and they kept walking. Until you stopped, Rose added quietly. You had every reason to keep walking. A black man helping two white women at dawn. You knew how it would look. You knew the risk, but you stopped anyway. Tobi looked at them. Really looked, past the designer clothes and perfect hair. Two young women who'd been genuinely terrified, genuinely grateful. The eggs are getting cold, he said finally. They ate together on his floor, sharing his mismatched plates. Rose talked about her dream of being a teacher, something her father considered beneath the family. Lily confessed to secretly taking art classes, hiding her paintings from parental judgment. For the first time in months, Tobi's apartment didn't feel empty. 3 days passed. The twins stayed, insisting they needed time to figure out their next move without alerting their father. Tobi told himself it was temporary, that he'd send them home soon. But every morning he woke to the smell of real breakfast. Every evening he came home from job hunting to find his apartment cleaned, his clothes washed, genuine conversation waiting. It felt dangerously close to belonging. This is wrong. Tobi muttered to himself, staring at the bathroom mirror. His reflection looked tired, conflicted. They're not your friends. They're lost rich girls playing house in poverty. When they get bored, they'll leave. But Rose had fixed his broken cabinet door yesterday, somehow finding tools and knowing how to use them. Lily had helped him update his resume, her marketing degree actually useful for once. They'd stopped being helpless princesses somewhere around day 2. His phone rang. Marcus, his cousin, the one family member still speaking to him. Man, where you been? Marcus's voice carried judgment and concern. Heard you got fired? Heard you're shacking up with 2 white girls? The whole neighborhood's talking. Tobi's stomach tightened. It's not like that. Then what's it like? Because from where I'm standing, you're making some real questionable choices. You know how this looks? You know what people are saying? I helped them. That's all. They needed help, and now they're living with you. Tobi, come on. These girls are using you. They're gonna bounce back to their rich life, and you're gonna be the story they tell at parties. The poor black guy who took them in. The words hit because they matched Tobi's own fears. Every night, lying awake on his couch while the twins slept in his bed, he wondered the same thing. Was he being used? Was this whole situation going to blow up in his face? I gotta go. Tobi ended the call. When he emerged from the bathroom, Lily was standing in the hallway. Her expression said she'd heard everything. He's not wrong, she said softly. We are using you. Your space, your food, your safety. We've given nothing back. You've given plenty, Tobi said automatically, then stopped. Why was he defending them? Then let us really help. Rose appeared behind her sister. Let us tell our father. Let him help you find a job, a better place. Let us give back for real. I don't want his charity. It's not charity. It's gratitude. Robert Kingsley's phone call came at 7 a.m. The twins had finally reached out, carefully explaining their situation without mentioning the club or the drugs. Just that they'd gotten lost, found help, and needed to come home. I'm sending a car. Robert's voice was clipped, businesslike. Text me the address. An hour later, a black Mercedes pulled up outside Tobi's basement apartment. Robert Kingsley stepped out wearing a suit that probably cost more than Tobi's yearly rent. His expression was unreadable as he descended the concrete steps. Tobi opened the door before he could knock, double quotes, Mr. Kingsley. He extended his hand. Your daughters are safe. Robert's eyes swept the tiny apartment. The worn furniture, the peeling paint, the space heater working overtime. His jaw tightened, and Tobi knew exactly what he was thinking. What was his daughters doing in a place like this, with a man like him? Daddy. Lily rushed forward, Rose right behind her. Both hugged their father, relief and nervousness mixing in their voices. Please don't be mad. We'll discuss this at home. Robert's tone was ice. Then his eyes landed on Tobi again. How much? Excuse me? How much do you want? For your silence, for your trouble, for whatever this situation is. Robert reached for his wallet. Name your price. The insult burned. Tobi felt his hands clench into fists, felt the old familiar rage rising. This man looked at him and saw a predator, a con artist, someone who'd orchestrated this whole thing for money. Daddy, stop. Rose stepped between them. He didn't ask us for anything. He gave us everything. His home, his food, his safety. He got fired from his job because he was late helping us. And he never once made us feel uncomfortable or unsafe, Lily added, her voice stronger than Tobi had ever heard it. He treated us with more respect than half the men we know. Rich men. Men from our world. Robert's expression shifted slightly. Confusion replacing certainty. He's more of a gentleman than anyone we've dated, Rose continued. More honest than most of your business partners. He helped us because it was the right thing to do. Not because he wanted something. Everybody wants something, Robert said. But his conviction was wavering. Not him. Both twins said simultaneously. Tobi stood quietly, letting them defend him, feeling something unfamiliar blooming in his chest, validation from people who had no reason to give it. Robert Kingsley sat down heavily in Tobi's only chair, his designer suit incongruous against the worn fabric. He looked older, suddenly tired. I apologize, he said finally, the words clearly difficult. I made assumptions. Most people do, Tobi replied, keeping his voice neutral. That's not an excuse. Robert looked at his daughters standing protectively near Tobi. You saved my girls. Whatever the circumstances, whatever brought them here, you kept them safe when you had every reason not to. I owe you more than money can repay. I don't want your money. Then what do you want? Tobi considered lying, saying he wanted nothing. But the truth sat in his throat, demanding release. I want a fair chance. At a job. At life. At being seen as more than what people assume when they look at me. The apartment went silent. Outside, a bus rumbled past. Life continuing. I own 17 businesses, Robert said slowly. Hotels, restaurants, real estate development. I'm always looking for good people. People with integrity. I don't want charity, Tobi repeated. It's not charity. It's an offer. Come work for me. Prove yourself. If you're half the man my daughters claim you are, you'll earn every dollar. And if I'm not, if I fail, then you get to confirm all your original assumptions about the poor black guy from the basement. Robert winced. Fair point. But the offer stands. Lily moved closer to Tobi, her presence supportive. Take it, please. You deserve this. Do I? Tobi looked at her, really looked. Somewhere in the last 3 days, she'd stopped being a stranger. Her smile had become familiar. Her laugh had become something he looked forward to. Or are you all just feeling guilty? Maybe it started as guilt, Rose said honestly. But it's not anymore. You're genuinely good, Tobi. The world doesn't give people like you enough chances. So take this one. Robert stood, extending his hand again. This time not as an insult, but as a genuine offer. Start Monday. Kingston Hotel, downtown. Ask for the general manager. I'll let him know you're coming. Tobi looked at the offered hand, seeing everything it represented. Risk, change. The possibility of something better. The probability of spectacular failure. He shook it. Monday, he confirmed. Robert nodded, then turned to his daughters. Cars waiting. Let's go home. But neither twin moved immediately. Lily hugged Tobi quickly, whispering, Thank you for everything. Rose followed, adding, This isn't goodbye. The Kingston Hotel towered 40 stories above downtown Detroit, all glass and steel and old money. Tobi stood outside Monday morning, his best shirt pressed, his resume in hand, feeling completely out of place. The general manager, David Chen, met him in the lobby. Middle-aged, Asian American, with kind eyes and a firm handshake. Mr. Langston, Mr. Kingsley spoke highly of you. Let's talk in my office. The interview was thorough, professional, and surprisingly genuine. David asked about his work history, his skills, his goals, never once mentioning the circumstances of how he'd met Robert Kingsley. I'm starting you in maintenance, David said finally. Not glamorous, but it's honest work and pays $18 an hour. Show me you're reliable, and there's room to move up. $18 an hour, more than Tobi had ever made. He wanted to cry, scream, laugh. Instead, he just nodded. When do I start? Today, if you're ready. He was ready. The maintenance team was diverse, working class, real. They accepted Tobi without judgment, teaching him the hotel's systems, showing him the ropes. By the end of his first week, he'd proven himself capable and willing. On Friday evening, finishing his shift, Tobi nearly collided with someone in the executive elevator. Lily Anderson, dressed professionally, carrying a briefcase. Tobi, her face lit up with genuine joy. I was hoping I'd see you. How's the job? Good. Really good. He suddenly felt self-conscious in his maintenance uniform. What are you doing here? Working. Daddy finally let me join the marketing department. I start officially next week, but I'm shadowing today. She noticed his discomfort. Hey, don't do that. Don't shrink because I'm in a suit. You've saved my life. That matters more than any job title. The elevator doors opened to the executive floor. Lily hesitated, then pressed the button to keep them closed. Can I buy you dinner? Real dinner, not basement, instant coffee. Please, that's not appropriate. You're the boss's daughter. I'm also your friend. At least I'd like to be. Her eyes were hopeful, vulnerable. Unless you only helped us out of obligation. It was an obligation, Tobi admitted quietly. Then let me thank you properly. One dinner. As equals, not as rich girl and poor guy. Just as two people who survived something scary together. The elevator opened again. This time, Tobi stepped out with her. One dinner, he agreed. It was the beginning of something neither of them expected. Dinner turned into coffee. Coffee turned into weekend museum visits. Museum visits turned into long walks through Detroit, talking about everything and nothing. Lily showed Tobi her hidden art, canvases filled with color and emotion she'd never shown her family. Tobi shared his poetry, words written in notebooks at 3 a.m. when the weight of survival kept him awake. 6 weeks later, they were undeniably together. "This is insane," Tobi said, sitting on the riverfront bench where they'd spent countless evenings. "You know that, right? Your father's going to lose his mind." "Probably," Lily agreed, her head on his shoulder. "Rose already thinks we're crazy. She gave me a whole speech about optics and family reputation and board member reactions. She's not wrong. But she also said if you make me happy, truly happy, then nothing else matters." Lily lifted her head, meeting his eyes. "Do you make me happy, Tobi?" "I don't know, do I?" "Completely. Frustratingly. Wonderfully." She kissed him softly. "I've never felt more myself than when I'm with you. You see me, not the Kingsley name or the trust fund or the expectations. Just me. I see you," Tobi confirmed, his heart racing. "But people are going to talk. They're going to say horrible things. About both of us. Let them talk." But talking turned into action faster than either expected. The hotel staff noticed first. Whispers in break rooms, side glances in hallways, some supportive, many judgmental. David Chen called Tobi into his office. "I'm not going to tell you how to live your life," David said carefully, "but I need you to understand the position this puts everyone in. Robert Kingsley is a powerful man. His daughter dating an employee especially. Forgive me, someone from your background. It creates complications. I know. Because if this goes badly, you're the one who loses everything. She goes back to her world. You end up unemployed with a reputation that follows you." I know," Tobi repeated. "But I'm not using her. And she's not slumming. We're real. Then you better be prepared for what real means in this city, in this world." 2 days later, Robert Kingsley requested a meeting. Not at the hotel, but at his private office. Downtown, top floor, views of the entire city. Tobi took the elevator up, knowing this conversation would change everything. The maintenance team was diverse, working class, real. They accepted Tobi without judgment, teaching him the hotel's systems, showing him the ropes. By the end of his first week, he'd proven himself capable and willing. On Friday evening, finishing his shift, Tobi nearly collided with someone in the executive elevator. Lily Anderson, dressed professionally, carrying a briefcase. "Tobi," her face lit up with genuine joy. "I was hoping I'd see you. How's the job?" "Good. Really good." He suddenly felt self-conscious in his maintenance uniform. "What are you doing here?" "Working. Daddy finally let me join the marketing department. I start officially next week, but I'm shadowing today." She noticed his discomfort. "Hey, don't do that. Don't shrink because I'm in a suit. You saved my life. That matters more than any job title." The elevator doors opened to the executive floor. Lily hesitated, then pressed the button to keep them closed. "Can I buy you dinner?" "Real dinner, not basement instant coffee." "Please, that's not appropriate. You're the boss's daughter. I'm also your friend. At least, I'd like to be." Her eyes were hopeful, vulnerable. "Unless you only helped us out of obligation." "It wasn't obligation," Tobi admitted quietly. "Then let me thank you properly. One dinner. As equals, not as rich girl and poor guy. Just as two people who survived something scary together." The elevator opened again. This time, Tobi stepped out with her. "One dinner," he agreed. It was the beginning of something neither of them expected. Dinner turned into coffee. Coffee turned into weekend museum visits. Museum visits turned into long walks through Detroit, talking about everything and nothing. Lily showed Tobi her hidden art, canvases filled with color and emotion she'd never shown her family. Tobi shared his poetry, words written in notebooks at 3 a.m. when the weight of survival kept him awake. 6 weeks later, they were undeniably together. "This is insane," Tobi said, sitting on the riverfront bench where they'd spent countless evenings. "You know that, right? Your father's going to lose his mind." "Probably," Lily agreed, her head on his shoulder. "Rose already thinks we're crazy. She gave me a whole speech about optics and family reputation and board member reactions. She's not wrong. But she also said if you make me happy, truly happy, then nothing else matters." Lily lifted her head, meeting his eyes. Do you make me happy, Tobi? I don't know, do I? Completely, frustratingly, wonderfully. She kissed him softly. I've never felt more myself than when I'm with you. You see me, not the Kingsley name or the trust fund or the expectations. Just me. I see you, Tobi confirmed, his heart racing. But people are going to talk. They're going to say horrible things about both of us. Let them talk. But talking turned into action faster than either expected. The hotel staff noticed first. Whispers in break rooms, side glances in hallways. Some supportive, many judgmental. David Chen called Tobi into his office. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, David said carefully, but I need you to understand the position this puts everyone in. Robert Kingsley is a powerful man. His daughter dating an employee especially, forgive me, someone from your background, it creates complications. I know. Do you? Because if this goes badly, you're the one who loses everything. She goes back to her world. You end up unemployed with a reputation that follows you. I know, Tobi repeated, but I'm not using her. And she's not slumming. We're real. Then you better be prepared for what real means in this city. In this world. 2 days later, Robert Kingsley requested a meeting. Not at the hotel, but at his private office. Downtown, top floor, views of the entire city. Tobi took the elevator up, knowing this conversation would change everything.